car, I said. She grabbed my hand, girls rescue, met the bar, witness said. Tears fled the head, I'm weak, not dead. She sweet, I guess she confessed. She thinking less, not drinking less. Bathroom says, best it gets, spontaneous. I stereotype, put to rest tonight. Imagine, believe, and achieve, it works. Skyline as a rise like fireworks.
Boom, boom. Yes, it does. Believing is achieving. If you believe it, you can achieve it. That was one of my favorite topics forever and ever and ever. Favorite sayings. Believing is achieving. Used to have T-shirts that said that. And I want to welcome everybody to the first preseason show for the Oklahoma City Thunder. And want to thank you guys for joining after the storm. And hopefully you guys will like this year's edition. This is our third season doing this. We started at the end of, not last year, but the year before, and did last year. And so just excited about what we're doing this year. I'm excited about the Thunder. Excited the fact that we have 15,000 season tickets sold. All the suites are gone. So just, good news for the Oklahoma City Thunder and the fans. And I'm excited about what our team is going to look like this year. I'm really, really excited about it. I know that we're going to do fantastic. Not even worried about it at all. So hopefully you guys will go to games if you haven't bought tickets. Hopefully you will. I know Monday is the first game, and we'll talk about that in a minute. But Monday is the first preseason game, and I usually don't ever go to preseason games, but I'm going to go this year because I'm interested to see Wembanyama versus Chet, to see how much they're going to play against each other. But I'd like to see how that breaks down, and I'm sure both of them would like to see where they stand as far as each other. So that's just I'm excited about that, like I said. So, when I was looking at the Thunder this year and looking at our team, and we're going to break down the rosters, we're going to break down the over-under, we're going to talk about a bunch of things. And, to me, this is the beginning. So we're going to start out with news. Okay, so, Victor Oladipo won a 10 training camp this year, so which means clearly that Sam Presti's either going to trade him, cut him, or waive him, or which is the same, waive him or trade him or waive him. So that's kind of what it looks like for Victor. He's still recovering from the devastating knee injury last April, so we'll see what is going to happen there. Lou Dort says he's improved. He's going to improve, that he has and has improved his shooting efficiency. I did not see it while him playing for Team Canada this year. I did not see any shooting efficiency improve. I mean, he's shooting air ball, still doing the same thing to me that Lou Dort has always done. So we'll see if that translates with the Thunder, but I know that he's feeling the pressure because I can guarantee you if he's not shooting the ball, he's not playing, especially with the young talent we have in the game. And then you can see how the players love, as you can see, we'll talk about Kaysen in a minute, but, the players love him. So Lou is definitely under pressure to perform because I can promise you that he will, if he's not doing what he's supposed to do, Kaysen Wallace will take over and will step up for the Thunder. And I think a lot of the players are already excited about him, as we'll talk about here in just a second. Aaron Wiggins says that he's worked hard on development so that when he gets in the game, when he called on, he'll be ready now. Nathan Taylor of YNB and I have talked about this. We've talked about how we always thought Aaron Wiggins should play more. My guy, the commander, Randy Wright, has thought so as well. We've all believed that he should play more. But, as we found out, the Thunder weren't really trying to win last year. So we know that's the main reason why he did not play a lot. So I'm just excited to see what he's going to do this year. And I am truly, truly excited about that. And then also what I'm excited about is watching our team and seeing who all is available. So we're going to go over all of that on who's doing what, where. And so I am excited about that. I know you guys are too. And, here are the different ways to watch. Oh, I'm sorry. Now we already talked about Kaysen Wallace. So, by the way, here are the different ways that you can watch our show. Or watch the show, because we're going to be going to, like I said, I've said on the Unpopular Hour, my daily show, which of course this is taking the place of today. I said that one thing we're going to do is we're going we're going to expand into doing to the podcast network, so people can be able to watch us on podcasts as well as doing the daily show. So we're going to be doing that as well. We're going to be adding that to this thing. But right now, if you're not watching it on YouTube, please go subscribe, like, and hit the notification. And remember, search After the Storm dash OKC Thunder, and that will pop up so that you can subscribe, like, and hit notifications. So every time that we're on, you'll be able to see it. Also with the Unpopular Hour with Matt Clark on YouTube. And then, or you can just go to our website at www.mcsportsnetwork.com, and you can go right there, and then you can click on any of the shows that we have there, and you can watch all the past episodes. So those are different things that you can do for it. Now, the one thing, this is the over-under, okay, for this year. Last year, the over-under was 23 and a half. We finished with 40. That's what my prediction was 40. I just got off the phone with the commander, Randy Wright, at YNB, and we talked about it, and I told him kind of what I was thinking. He thinks that the Thunder are more like about 45 to 52. So we're close on the highs. The low, we're kind of different in that. He thinks the low is going to be 55, but like I explained to him last year, we won 40, and the coach gave away 6 games. So that's why I put, basically where we were, and then I added 3 games to that is what I did. And he added 1 game to the projected total, and I've added 3. So that's really the difference in how I'm looking at or how I come up with the number, because like I said, I thought we should have won 45, 46, even 47 games last year, but I coach because we weren't trying to win. And remember, we were one game away from having the 8th or better seed, and I just think the Thunder, we just never, we got Chet, great, but and we'll see how great that is, but we've just never been able to actually get a pick. We've never been actually able to actually make sure that the pick that we wanted, that we got, we've yet to achieve that status yet, where we go after somebody and we actually end up in the lottery, because every time we've tried to lose, it just hasn't worked out very well for us. So anyway, my prediction is 49 on the lower side and 53 on the high side. And the reason why I say that, I think if Chet is 12 to 14, 8 rebounds and 3 blocks, 3 to 4 blocks, I think we can achieve the low end pretty easily. If he is 15 points a game, and he is more than what I think he is, and he gets 9 rebounds to 10 rebounds, and he's blocking 4 shots a game, then I think the 53 can be achieved pretty easily. So that's kind of what I'm thinking about the records and the over-under. And remember, you can Skype us if you want to do that. If you want to Skype, you can do that. That's another way that you can get in touch with us. You can text me at 405-551-8300. That's 405-551-8300. You can do that as well if you want to come in, and it'll pop up, and I will see that you sent me a message. And if you do that, I'll also know that you did, and that will help answer questions, because I really can't get on my Facebook and see if anybody's doing anything. So if you got a question, 405-551-8300, or you can text me. If you have my cell phone number, you can text me, and I can see it that way, but it won't pop up on the screen. So those are the different ways. Now, by the way, I'm wearing pink because it is Breast Cancer Month, and so that's why I've got pink on, and I'm looking at maybe getting pink T-shirts. I haven't decided yet if I'm going to do that. But anyway, that being said, the Thunder team this year is so exciting, and I'm glad that the Thunder fans have got behind it. The second thing is that our new arena is a must, because having a new arena does help attract players. Now, I don't know as far as how many players we're going to need to attract, because I like what we have currently at this point. I don't know what is going to, how far or how low, how good or bad we're going to be. I believe we're going to be pretty good. That's just my overall feeling at this particular point. As far as what we can do as a team, the roster is the Thunder roster this year. We still have a really good roster, and we're still trying to get it squared away as far as who's actually going to be on there. But I have the roster here This is our roster as in going into camp. Okay, you have SGA, Trey Mann, Kason Wallace, Vasilele, Michik. Shooting guards are Josh Giddey, Lou Dort, and Isaiah Joe. Small forwards, which you can see that's a loaded room over there with Jalen Williams, J Dub, Aaron Wiggins, Usama Jang, Keontae Johnson, Jack White, Caleb McConnell, and Lindy Waters. And then, of course, power forwards are Poku, Kendricks Williams, Jeremiah Robinson, Earl. And then our centers are Chet, Jalen, which is J Will, of course, Davis Bertans, and Olivier Sarr. So this is our roster now. We're going to have to cut this down to 18. And what I did is I've done a projected roster on my feelings on what I think. But here's the project. Here's all the players that we have currently on the team or that will be participating in camp. Now, this is my projected 15, really, remember 18-man roster because you get 3 two-way players. So this is my projected roster that I'm looking at, okay? I like clearly the starting 5, which would be SGA, Josh, J-Dub, Chet, and Dort, okay? And then Isaiah Joe, Kason Wallace, Wiggins, J. Will, and Davis Bertans will be the 10. And then your other 15 will be Poku. It should be a U instead of O, Poco. It should be Poku. I'll fix that, big fella. I'm sorry, I didn't do your name right. I apologize 100%. Kendrick Williams, Trey Mann, Usaman Jang, Michik, Keontae Johnson, Lindy Waters, and Olivier Sarr, all 3 on two-way contracts. Now, when you this is a good problem that the Thunder have. You've got some depth at all the positions. And when you go back and you look at the depth of the positions on what we did when we did the whole thing, this is just a breakdown of who I feel my 15. So, because to me, the Thunder are going to win. You can play 12 players, maybe 13. And because remember, you're going to be able to, some players are going to sit and some players aren't going to play all games. But, that's my top 10. And then I think you've got to play Trey Mann and Kendrick Williams into the role because I believe eventually you want to trade Trey Mann. That's just kind of what I'm thinking. Eventually got to trade Trey. And I think Poku and Trey both are on the trading blocks. And that's why you want to play them. You want to get them as much seen as possible to help with their trade value so you can get rid of both of those because Jang is slowly getting better. I'm not that big of a fan of Kendrick Williams, but my guy, Nathan Taylor of YNB, is a huge fan of Kendrick Williams. I am not, but he is. So that's somebody that we can look at. But when you look at our depth of roster per position, okay, per position. Now, this is mine. Now, of course, I prefer Keontae to be up there because everybody forgets that he was the preseason SEC player the year before he had his condition there at Florida. And then, of course, he was turned down the money, got cleared, and came back and played for K-State. So Lindy Waters, I think, is just a good community guy that they like having around. Olivier Sarr is a 7-footer that we can keep around and can, block some shots and help just in case we have some injury. We have a guy, plus he's been with us a couple of years, so a year and a half or so. So that will be somebody who's familiar with the system and familiar with what we're doing. The players are, so it lends continuity to what the Thunder are trying to do. So to me, that's kind of how you kind of look at that and the way that works. So now back to what I was saying, depth at roster, okay, or positional depth. Guards, man, we're loaded. With SGA, Kason, Trey, and Michik, we're loaded at our point guards. Now, Josh is more of a shooting guard. SGA is more of a shooting guard, and Josh is more of a point guard. But considering that SGA has the ball more in his hands, I'm more looking at him more of the point guard than I do Josh. So, but anyway, you can look at our guard situation. You got SGA, Trey, Kason Wallace, Michik, Josh, Lou Dort, and Isaiah Joe. Now, I believe in order for this team to really excel, and I think that Nathan does too. Nathan is not that big of a Lou Dort fan. I was very upset with some of the things, the way he played at the end of last year. It really, really bothered me that he would commit some of the dumb fouls that he did late in games to cost us. I did not like the fact that he did that. But that being said, I think that of this group, the ones that are going to stick and stay with us is going to be Josh, SJ, and Case. And I think those three are going to be the ones that are going to stay with us the longest. I think Isaiah Joe, Trey, Lou Dort, and Michik, I think all three of them eventually will be on the trading block. I don't see them being here 3 years from now. I don't. I see Josh, I see SG, I see Kaysen here for 3 years, and then in the small forward room, it's really packed. You have J Dub, Wiggins, Jang, Keontae, Jack White, Caleb McConnell, and Lindy. Now I think Lindy they're just gonna keep around because he's just a good kid and he'll be good for the system. So a two-way contract with him, having him around, playing him some here and there, is not gonna affect us that much. Now, I don't believe end of games or anything like that, but if you want to stick him in the second quarter for a little bit or whatever, fine for a couple minutes. Boom, if he can hit down some threes, great. If not, then boom, pull him right back out. And like I told Nathan, I think he's going to play more than what everybody thinks. Nathan does not think he's going to play. Nathan Taylor of YMB does not think he's going to play. I, however, do think he is going to play more than you think. But anyway, you have J-Dub, you have Wiggins. Those two for sure have got to play. Keontae, I think he needs a lot of time in. That's just me. And, I'm hoping that he does play, but I don't know. I don't know how much he will play, but I hope he does. I really, really like this kid. And, but like I said, I think in a couple years, really, he's gonna have some time this year to do some things and show where he's at. And if he continues to grow kind of what he did in the summer league, I don't know how many of you watched the summer league, but based on what he did in the summer league, I'm completely pleased and happy with whatever he does. Okay, 100% like it. Jang, like I said, he's continually getting better and better and better. He's still he can't defend on the wings, and he's still just a little bit slow, and he tries to play, and he is playing faster, and he is making mistakes, but it's just like what I tell my kids. You've got to play fast. It's okay. I don't have any problem with that. You're going to make mistakes, but you can't be upset with the fact that you're making mistakes because you are trying to get better. You're trying to get faster. You're trying to move quicker. You're trying to do things on a much quicker pace. So, yeah, you're going to make mistakes, but the more you do it, the less mistakes you're going to make, but you at least have to attempt it. So I kind of but he can knock down a three. He's just not strong right now. And he's still just a little bit slow, but he's a lot quicker than what he was when he first came into the league at the beginning of last year. J-Dub is J-Dub. Wiggins, like I said, I think he should play a lot more. I don't know how much they're going to play him, but I believe that Wiggins should play tons simply because of what he gives you defensively on the wings, and he is a 40% three-point shooter, but for whatever reason, the Thunder don't play him enough. Now, he does miss a lot of puppies, which means shots at the rim inside the post or inside the paint. He's got to finish more. He's got to finish better, but I think that's because he was scoring it. I don't know if you guys remember last year, he was starting, and we went 7-1 as him as a starter, and then he quit starting, barely played him because the Thunder weren't trying to win. So I'm like, if we're better with him on the court, why the hell is he not on the court? Well, if you're not trying to win, then I completely understand that. So this goes back to what I was saying about the wins, and I'll go back to the over-under here in a little bit. Jack White, I think he's a good player. He's a nice little player. I just don't see him sticking. He played okay with Denver last year. He got him a chip, got him a ring, and that's nice. But I just don't think he can keep up with the horses that we have currently. Caleb McConnell, two-time Pac-10 Defensive Player of the Year. How the hell you're not playing him? I guess you're just kind of waiting and holding out and giving him a year to get adjusted, I guess. I like that kid. Man. Give me some players because defensively you've got to be able to stop people. And then, of course, Poku, he's just got to get healthy. He's hurt again, and he's going to be out for up to 6 weeks. So we're going to see what happens with him when he gets a chance to get back. But remember, he got hurt. He was playing really, really well at the end of last year. Got hurt and never really came back, and got better. And just because he got hurt. So we'll see how that transpires. Kendrick Williams, like I said, I like the fact that Kendrick Williams can guard. That's why I have him at power forward. He can guard big guys, but he's not very quick at foot guarding people out on the wing. So that's my issue with him. And then he is smaller inside, which means he's got to block out. He can get some rebounds, but when you really, really need to have a rebound, you need to be big. And that's part of the Thunder's issue is height-wise, we weren't that big. And I think the Thunder have made somewhat of an effort to do that. Now, Jay Will is very good at boxing out, getting rebounds, holding people off with his body, so he doesn't really have to jump as high. But yet he does a good job of that. Chet's a 7-footer. He's still a little thin. He has gotten better, like I said. Last year when he got hurt, probably the best thing in the world for him was to get hurt, because what that did is that allowed him to get better. Okay, that allowed him to get better. So that from that perspective, I wasn't upset with him getting hurt because he did put some weight on him, and that's helped him out quite a bit. And working out with Kevin Durant didn't hurt. Davis Bertans, he's a good stretch 5. He's going to be able to stretch the floor. He can knock down the 3. I really liked what I saw from him. The first time I've really ever watched him. I don't really remember him in San Antonio last year, but I watched him play in the World Cup this year. And so watching him play really allowed me to really see what kind of player he was. He can shoot the 3 very, very well. He stretches the floor. He doesn't really, he rebounds okay. Can't really defend that well on the wing, but can. So as a stretch 5, what he's going to be for us offensively, he's going to be another weapon to stretch the floor. And Jay Will can also stretch the floor, but the difference between Davis Bertans and Jay Will is Bertans will shoot the basketball. Jay Will won't. I mean, I can't tell you how many times he'll be open, the ball will swing, and he just swings it. Dude, you're open, shoot the ball. Now, I don't know if he has the green light to do that, and that may be part of the reason why he does not. But to me, Jay Will shoot the basketball. You're open, and the Thunder have to, I think, to me, you've got to allow your people to get the shots, and I think he needs to average around 8 shots a game. I just do, because if he's shooting 40% from 3, if you go 3 for 8, that's not bad. That's 9 points, which is about what I want him to average. And then he runs the floor. He's athletic, so he's going to get some points in transition, and he's going to get some offensive rebounds and some putbacks. So that point, to me, that's where he should be. And then, of course, Olivier Sarr, big guy who can get some rebounds, who can block some shots, who can alter at least some shots. He's still thin to me. He can be pushed around easily, but he can block shots, and he can do some things for you, which is the Thunder can use. So anyway, that's our roster for what we have going into camp. Me kind of breaking them down a little bit. SGA is just a machine. He's definitely he'll be all NBA again. I'll be very shocked. I don't know if he'll be first team again. He should be if he continues at the pace that he was last year. Trey, like I said, he's pretty much, I hope he can come in and get some minutes, play good, and then, of course, get traded to a team that can really show off his skills, because I just don't think he fits well in what we're trying to do here at the Thunder. One of my guys, Mark Long of SRB, that was one of his favorite players, and I did like Trey as a rookie. And then last year, I think he regressed because of him coming out having the attitude that I'm going to score. And when you take more shots than our best player, and he didn't play a whole lot after that. And, and that was against the Clippers. I think it was the third game of the year last year, when he had 24 shots and SGA only took 20. And I'm sure when they all looked at that, even SGA was like, what the hell, how you going to take more shots than me? But Trey had supreme confidence in himself, so that's kind of why. Kaysen has improved with so much. Everybody loves him. I love the kid. I think he's going to be a great addition to the Thunder this year and what we're trying to accomplish. I like what I see out of the kid, and I think that, Ace, why don't you go get whoever, quit barking in here with me. He has to walk right through my office to bark. He can walk around and go through the hallway, but no, he's the boss. So what the hell am I talking about? But anyway, I'm looking forward to really watching him play. I like what I saw in the summer. He can hit the 3, but he's got to be way more consistent. He needs to be in the high 30s, if not 40s, for his three-point shooting. If I can do that defensively, he's long, and he's great defensively, and I think that's part of the point that we really, really need to have and really need to do that, because that's the key to me. And then Micic, I'm really looking forward to seeing this European guy come over here and be able to translate some of his playing, but he is 29. And so he is right at that stage. 28 to about 32 is when you're at the prowl. So 27 to about 32, 33, you're at the top of your game physically, mentally, as a man. So hopefully he can really show us something, and he's got enough. Because I saw a thing where, he's waited till he felt like he was really ready to come to the NBA, and the Thunder was the perfect place for him because we do like European players and we do treat them well here in OKC. Josh Giddey, he's just a flat-out monster. Can't say enough about him. The only thing that I'm worried about and concerned about, and I talked about that a little bit, is him and Chet hanging out all the time now, and I don't want Chet to influence him by him becoming passive, trying to get Chet the ball. Now I do believe when Josh is on the floor, Chet will be on the floor because Chet is not gonna play as well or be as successful when everybody else is on the court. It's just not, because they're going to make sure Chet, well, you're the second overall pick, you're the man, you're the best player in the NBA. Once you get here, you'll get your own damn shot. And he's just, the way he tries to, he's going to have to really change and adapt his game and be more like KD in the way KD does it. And I think if he can do that and adapt, I think he's going to have a better game than if he's just standing out there trying to shoot threes. I think that's going to be a detriment to him. Lou Dort, defensively, he's fantastic. I just want him to shoot less. I don't want him averaging 17 points a game. And I don't know if our coach can put the genie back in the bottle after he popped it out the last couple of years and letting him do whatever. But I think you have to cut him down and say, listen, I need you to play the best player on the other team. I need you to lock them down. I need 10 points a game from you, 10 to 12. I don't need 17 points, because those 4 or 5 possessions that he gives away because he's trying to do things he can't, that's 8 to 12. That's 8 to 16 points that could cost us. That's a huge swing for the Thunder that can cost you a game. So he's got to put him in place. Isaiah Joe, I hope he's worked on, to me, this summer. The big thing for him is I wanted Isaiah Joe to work on attacking the basket and finishing at the rim. If he can finish at the rim, he can put the ball on the ground, he can finish at the rim. That's going to be a difference, because he was knocking down threes, and then what teams did was get him off his spot. And what I mean by that, what I mean by getting you off your spot is there's 5 shooting spots on the court. There's top of the key, there's the 2 wings, and there's the 2 corners. Those are your 5 shooting spots, okay? So it's free throw line extended on the wings. So free throw line out to the 3-point line, that's free throw line extended. You have the top of the key where you can shoot, and then you have the corners, okay? The corners are the closest shots because the corner shot is closer than the top of the key. So when he was knocking down shots, what teams did is, realizing what that was doing, they wanted to get him off his spot. So what they would do is they would run players at him and force Isaiah Joe to go to the basket. And what Isaiah Joe did, he was not finishing that well at the rim. So that really cost him a lot of points for that, okay? But at the same time, he can still shoot the 3. But, to me, if I'm scoring going to the basket and I'm getting a good rhythm, that helps me with my shooting. And I tell my kids that I train, hey, that's going to help you with your shooting by being able to attack the basket. It does help, okay? So that's kind of what I tell my kids. If you missed a couple shots, go to the basket, get fouled, go to the free throw line, and knock down the 3. So that, to me, is what will help. So when we come back, I'm going to go do this quick prediction, okay? The Thunder this year, I predicted the NBA predictions on where I thought the playoffs, who's going to win, who's going to go to the playoffs. So here's my prediction. Now, some teams have, a lot of people have the Thunder in the play-in. I believe the Thunder are going to be from 4 to 6, okay? They're going to be from 4 to 6, depending on what the GM does, okay? What the coach does. He's either going to help us win the games like I talked about, the over-under, remember 44.5, 44 is the over-under. I said 49 to 53. And the reason why I put 49 in there was because of the simple fact that he cost us at least 6 games last year, 5 to 6 games. So now my guy Randy Wright, the commander, YNB, had predicted the Thunder to be 45 to 52 wins. I had us at 49 and 55 or 54. So that's kind of what I thought. But I think the Thunder can get up there. Now, the Lakers are going to be hard to beat. But when you look at what the divisions are and who's playing in whose division, that's going to make a huge difference. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to do another show prior to the game Monday, talking about the Thunder and the positions, or actually we'll probably do that on the Popular Hour, do a breakdown of that, of here are the divisions, and here's what, the playoff predictions, my playoff predictions, and how I got to that. Simply because you've got the Lakers, the Suns, Golden State Warrior, Kings. They're all in one. They're all in one division. Okay, with the Clippers, they're all in one division. Somebody's not going to come out of there. Okay, so right now I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 teams coming out. I mean, they're all not coming out of there. Not happening. Okay, so. And I've got 3 of them, but you got to figure the Suns are going to do what they're going to do, and Golden State's going to do what they were going to do because they're going to beat a bunch of teams that just can't shoot as well and going to try to get in shooting matches with them, and it's just not going to happen. And so that's part of that thing with that. But the Thunder have an opportunity to do it, and from 4 to 6 means whether our coach is going to be an attribute for us or not. And here is why. My things that are going to hold the Thunder back is coach, whether he is now. I have no doubt about him being a guy who can build the Thunder up. I have no problems with him developing players and getting them where they need to be. What's up, Ben? I see we're joined by my guy, High Stick Harry, Ben Dillman. Nothing, brother. Just breaking down the NBA playoff predictions and how the Thunder can go from 6th place to 4th place. But the coach, if he can not cost us games. And he can help us games because I have no doubt about him developing players. But can he help us win games? Because Eric Spoelstra, the coach at Miami Heat, is worth 6 to 8 wins a game. Probably 10.
Correct.
Okay, just by out coaching whoever the hell he's going against, and his players are going to take care of the rest. So if the Thunder, by the way, the over/under is 44. I predicted 49 on the low side, 54 on the high side. Do you have a prediction, Ben?
Yeah, I'd have 46 on the low and 50 on the high. I went over some of it the other day, so I'd 46 to 50.
Okay, the commander had 45 and 52. So I'm kind of in between y'all. But like I said, to me, how I made the calculation was the fact that the Thunder we won 40 last year, which I predicted, and that he cost us 6 games last year. So that's how I got my number. I figured we'd add 3 games over, you know what I'm saying, over what the prediction is, but we should win 6 games that he cost us that he need to give us back. That's kind of how I came to my number.
Better, and we got better. We grew a little
We got
bit,
better, and then on top of that, what is Chet going to do? If Chet is who we think he is, or who they think he is, who everybody thinks he is other than me, we'll win the 54 games. If he's who I think he is, we're going to win 49. That's kind of how I look at it, Ben. Okay, that's kind of
I think if we get 50 wins, I think we get that 6th spot.
Yeah,
pretty
49, 50 wins. Yes, agreed. And that's what I'm saying. To go to the 4th spot, we need to be at around 54, 55, which we can get there if those things happen. Now, I also have the Mavs, the Grizzlies, the Clippers, and the Pelicans in as my play-in games.
Yeah, I mean Zion looked good in some of those pictures. If he can play, if he can stay on the court.
If he can stay on the court.
Yeah, I know he obviously hasn't played much. I mean, the Clippers, I like that. The Mavs, I don't know how if they're going to gel well. That could be a team that's on the they might win, they might not.
Right.
I don't know.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with that.
That team's a toss-up for me.
Why I put them in is because Kyrie learned how to play with LeBron. So I think he knows how to be first or second player. You know what I'm saying? I think he knows how to do it.
You think that it'd be, no offense to either guy, but you think it'd be easier to play with Luka than it would be LeBron.
Well, it's easier to play with LeBron than Luka because Luka's ball dominant and LeBron is not.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, I know Kyrie just needs know his role. He's not what he used to be.
No, he's not. But, the question is Luka hasn't learned how to have a Batman, because I think that's the reason why Jalen.
Yeah,
Robin. Excuse me, he's Batman until Robin.
Yeah.
Now in the East, Ben, I have the Bucks, the Celtics, the Cavs. Then I have the Sixers, the Heat, and the Knicks.
Do you still have the Sixers there if Harden gets his trade?
Well, my deal is the reason why I have the Sixers there is because I didn't want to disrespect Joel Embiid.
No, he's a great player.
That's
he's
the only
definitely
reason.
Worth.
Yeah, that's the only reason why I did that. I think they're more like 6 or 7, okay. But Tyrese
That's
Maxey
without
is
Harden, right?
yeah
That's without Harden because Harden showed up today
to
practice
practice.
camp
Yeah,
or to practice. Yeah, practice whatever.
yeah. I think it was yesterday he showed up. Yesterday was the first actual day of practice. Monday was media day, which he did not show up for.
Yeah, I
Uh,
knew he didn't show up for that.
yeah, so he showed up yesterday. Yesterday was the first day of practice. Pacers, Hawks, Nets, and Magic.
Mm.
I think
The
Trey.
East
I
is
think Trey is going to get him in like he has every year. Okay.
yeah. I
Uh,
agree with that. Trey's worth it. Yeah.
yeah, I'm going to give him that. The Nets, they're young, man. They've got some talent, man. They've got some players. They're young. The Pacers, to me, they're scary, dude. They've got height. They've got shooters. They've got guard. I mean, they. I like them a lot. I think they're a sleeper to me.
Yeah, worst teams. Those are the worst teams to play too, because you just go in there thinking you can sit one of your guys for one of his games, and they come off and they rip off 120 on you. And you're
Yep,
like, what just happened?
agreed. And then of course the Magic. I think they're scary. They're young. If they can stay healthy, they've got the makings of a really really good team. They're youth. They're young talented guard, and then Banchero. I think they've got a making of a team that can finish, get in at the end. But the East is so weak. That's the real.
Yes,
I was
there's
sitting
so
there.
many teams. Such toss ups.
Yeah, dude. I was sitting there looking. I was like, God, this is. I don't even know who to take. You know what I'm saying? It was really
Yeah.
bad. It was really bad. So, but anyway, we're gonna take this opportunity to thank our sponsors, Collaborative Logic, and everything that they do for us to keep us up and running. And now they've got to come in and do my slides and stuff. We're gonna change this around for this upcoming year, where we don't have them all on one. It'll be, they'll each individually have their own slide, like YNB does. They each have their own individual slide. So Collaborative
Nice.
Logic, if you have any needs for computer software to be written to make your office run smoother, network design, network update, network maintenance, or website design, they can do all of that. So contact my guy Russell Williford. I think he's back now. I think he went to Paris vacation
Nice.
with the wife. So you got you got to spend the time with the honey pie. You got to spend some time with her. SRB, if you have any needs for engineering, surveying, or planning, they love to be behind the scenes. Holler at my guy Mark Long. He is the dude for that. Oak Grove Trucking, my guy Jose Fierro. If you have any needs for rocks or dirt to be moved, he is the man. Appreciate Greg and Max Nafee for everything that they do for me. So if you have, they do real estate, they do a bunch of stuff. I don't think they really need help in things because they pretty much do their own thing. And then, of course, YNB, family owned and operated since 1912.
The bank that make things happen.
You do a lot better than Nathan does, by the way. By the way,
Oh.
you need to give him a message, bro, by the way. No, because I'll talk to you about it off with, but
Got to be on the trigger. Got to be on the trigger.
no, I'm talking about serious on the other side of the
Oh,
personal
okay,
side.
I got you.
On the personal side, you need to reach out to him. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, it's new. Got bad news today, so you need to reach out to him. But anyway, they are a equal housing lender, a member of the FDIC, proud sponsor for us to go out and support women, minority, and black-owned businesses to do our live streams at their location. You can pre-qualify online at www.ynbok.com. That's www.ynbok.com. Or you can go into their main bank, into their locations, to the main bank 401M. They're in downtown Yukon, YNB East, off the Parkway in 66th or 39th Street, however you look at it. YNB Mustang, which is off Mustang Road, 218 North Mustang Road. They're in the lovely city of Mustang, Oklahoma, the growing city, actually, of Mustang, Oklahoma. It's growing like a weed. YNB Parkway, which is off Garth Brooks, just south of I-40 there. As soon as you exit on the east off-ramp, they're right there on to your right there at the south, right in front of the hospital. And YNB Peoples, 6201 Northwest 23rd. My spot that I always go to because it's easier, it's closer for me to go to Bethany on 23rd between MacArthur and Rockwell than it is to go all the way to Yukon. I don't really go to the main bank unless I've got to do our remote live stream there or we've got business to do with them. That's kind of why I do that. Now, Ben, what I did is also I did the top 10 duos and honorable mentions as well in the NBA, okay? And so I did those, and here are my duos. I've got Giannis and Dame, that's going to be a lethal lineup, I think.
Yeah, that's gonna be
Yeah, and then
trouble.
yeah, it really is because they even though they don't really have that much help. That I mean, who are you going to key on? If you double team Giannis, you going to leave Dame? I mean, that's just because I like Drew Holiday a lot, but he's not Dame Lillard.
No, yet
He's not Dame.
Drew Holiday's a great piece, but like he's an outstanding piece to have. But Dame is just on. I mean, he's having 2 superstars in there. I mean, that's gonna be
2
awesome.
guys
It's
that
gonna be
can
great
close.
to watch. I'm excited to watch that.
Me too. Which to me, they put Joker and Murray in the second spot. To me, I really believe KD and Booker are second, but the Joker and Murray they won the chip. So
Yeah, they proved it. Yeah, they proved it.
Yeah, so I'm gonna put them over.
But I'm with you on the KD Booker off of probably skill, but I think the rapport is probably a little better between Jokic and Murray.
Yes, agreed, 100%. Then of course KD Booker. KD has to be able to finish, which is I can't believe he missed so many open shots in the playoffs. He doesn't miss. I've never seen him shoot that terribly, missing that many shots. So he's got to do something different with that. Then of course Tatum and Brown are my next pick at number 4.
Mm-hmm. I like that.
Yeah, I like them, but my problem with both of them is they don't have a finishing move. They don't know if I got to go get a bucket at the end. What do I do? Do I come up with someone?
Yeah, they can't figure it out.
They can't. Right. They can't get to a spot. Every great player, KD knows where his spot is. Booker knows where his spot is. Dame knows where his spot is. Giannis knows where his spot is. Clay, Steph, everybody knows LeBron.
LeBron stuff.
LeBron doesn't really have one either. He will go to the basket, which of course he doesn't really like to because he doesn't want to get fouled and miss free throws and hear it. So I think he has a mental block with that.
Yeah, he reads the play a little bit, and then usually he's good at he draws the attention, usually dishes it, but if he has the opening, he usually just dominates it.
Yes. And then of course Jimmy Butler and Bam. By the way, what was your opinion of Jimmy Butler's hair? Did you see it?
I saw he said he was going emo. That was so funny. I giggled about it.
Well, last year he had dreads.
Yeah.
Not dreads, but he had extensions. I know he's just messing around, but I told him, I said, man, come on.
He's had a bunch of haircuts if you go over.
Well, no, he does. No, this is for media day, but I know, but I'm like, Jimmy, I know you did it.
I thought it was funny.
He did it for clicks and likes, but to me,
which it definitely got it.
He got it. I mean, there ain't no doubt. But I'm like, bro, don't ever do that. That is, you ain't that good looking anyway. And that just made you look even worse. I mean,
I just thought it was funny.
Well, I mean, I get that, but I don't know if those were actual piercings or not.
Oh, I don't think those are actual piercings.
You know what I'm saying? I'm hoping they weren't because I'm like, bro.
Yeah, unless he does his hair like that all year. But that would
no, he's not good. But last year, remember, he had extensions, and that was just for that. Then he went back to his normal braids. So I don't think
that's funny,
I think that was just anyway. Bam and Butler, they are an amazing group, amazing pairing. They just don't have enough help. They needed Dame, but they may get some help because I heard that even maybe James Harden will go down there. But I would be surprised if Pat Riley allowed James Harden to come even near one of his teams. That'd be
a difficult combination right there.
Yeah, I don't, because Pat Riley's king in Miami. There's no doubt, in South Beach. Then, of course, 6th is Steph and Clay. Even though they're aging. Oh, excuse me, I had to sneeze. Steph and Clay, even though they're aging, I love what both of those guys do. And I think they've got a game. To me, this is a respect issue, a respect pick for those two. LeBron and AD, the same thing, but I don't think any of them can go. Steph is supremely conditioned, so he can just run. But I don't think Clay has been the same guy since missing the year and a half.
Since his injury,
So maybe this year, because last year was the first full year, so maybe he'll be able to. This after a year fully playing, maybe he's going to be better. That's kind of why I stuck him in there. LeBron and AD. LeBron can't play more than a half, 100 full speed. He can't, because he did that last year and had dominated the first half, and then second half he had 3 shots. Yeah. And AD, if he stays healthy, he is just a beast. He just doesn't have that every day. Let me go dominate.
He's starting to age too.
Yeah, but he will dominate. He can go. He still can go dominate because he's only 33. So he can still go get it when he wants to. The problem with him is he's
only 30.
Yeah, 30. Yeah, he can go get it if he really wants it. He just doesn't. He got his money. He's rich beyond his now. You know what I'm saying?
Got his ship.
Yeah, he doesn't. He just doesn't have it. He just hasn't. De'Aaron Fox and Sabonis, I love those two combinations there in
They're both
Sacramento.
hungry.
They're both hungry. I think they're both disappointed at the way because I believe they beat Golden State if De'Aaron Fox didn't get hurt in Game 5. I think they beat them. That's just me. I believe he didn't hurt his hand. I think they win that game. Then, of course, 9, I've got SGA and Josh. And I'll talk about them here in a minute on why I put them there. So I'll go through everybody else, and then I'll come back at the end because there's a reason why I put them where I put them. Luka and Kyrie, you and I kind of talked about that. They're both supremely talented as far as offensive players. I mean, guard-wise.
Kyrie just has to show me something.
Yeah, but I meant supremely talented offensively one-on-one-ish.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
If you're going off of straight talent, they might be straight up a little bit higher, but just the way that they gel together, mold together hasn't been the best.
Agreed. That's why I have them at 10.
Yep.
And then my honorable mentions are Kawhi and PG, which neither one of them can stay healthy.
They got a lot to prove.
They got a lot to prove. I really don't understand it. I really, really don't. I talked about, and I'll talk about here in a minute when we get done with this segment and just kind of go back to those two. Ja and Jaren Jackson, man, I tell you what, when Ja gets back, I think he's going to be on another level. I think he's supremely pissed off. Missing 25 games and all that money.
I hope he just pissed off at himself and not the system.
Well, no. What I'm saying is, what I'm saying is he's going to be pissed off as far as playing because he should have been the next face of the NBA. Don't you agree?
Yeah,
he screwed it up. He could get it back. I mean, there's the one thing about the NBA. There's in sports and life. There's always redemption if you do what you need to do. The question is if you do what you need to do. And then Ant-Man and Karl Anthony Towns there for the Timberwolves. Ant-Man just really. Yep. It was just Anthony Edwards, Ant-Man, guys. By the way, if you don't know who I'm talking about, that's Anthony Edwards. They call him Ant-Man. If y'all love Ant-Man, but I like Ant-Man and the Wasp is one of my favorite. I don't know if you watch Disney, but the Ant-Man and Wasp.
I know you're talking about.
Okay. But anyway, I like both of them. They're big, they're physical, they can score.
And Towns is still a beast.
And then, of course, Donovan Mitchell and Darius Garland, those two, at Cleveland Cavaliers, guard-wise.
Yeah.
Them and Kyrie and Luka are probably the most skilled. Those two are a lot alike as far as they can go get buckets.
Yeah.
They can go get you buckets. They're a problem.
They're a problem.
Definitely a problem. And then Brunson and Randall for the Knicks. I wasn't impressed with Jalen Brunson that much watching him play in the World Cup. Julius Randle, I like him, but I just don't think, there's a reason why the Lakers let him go. But he did play well, but he's just not consistent enough for me. But yet, those two are definitely a lethal combination, which is why I have them making the playoffs for the Knicks.
Yeah. The Knicks. I like the Knicks team this year. They don't have enough firepower, but I like their squad.
Yeah, I like them too. And then Embiid and Harden. What I should have did is do the top 10 triplets. That's what I should have did.
No, yeah. Do that next week.
Well, yeah, but you've got Tatum, Brown, and Drew. You've got
Steph,
KD,
Clay, Draymond.
And then you've got Tatum, Brown, and Drew. Sorry. Then you've got KD, Booker, and oh my God, what's my man's name from the Wizards? Bradley Beal. So you have those three. Joker and Murray, they have nobody. Dame and Giannis, really, I'm not going to put Chris Middleton in there as a player. LeBron and AD, it's just those two. Sabonis and Fox is really just those two. SGA, Josh, and J-Dub, we have three. Luka and Kyrie, you only have those two. Kawhi, PG, can't put Russell in there. He's done. Now, Jaren Jackson, and Desmond Bane, I could probably put those three in there. And then Mitchell, Garland, and, oh, my God, what's our center's name that I'd love to have for the Thunder? God, I'd trade Dort. I'd trade Isaiah Joe. I'd give up a lot to get him, the center for them. I can't think of what his name is right off the top of my head. I will when I'm not trying to.
Mobley?
It's a Mobley, yes, the center. Yeah.
Is it Evan Mobley?
Evan Mobley. Yeah.
Yeah.
I take him in a heartbeat. If I get him, and what's the other kid's name? There's one other one.
For the Cavs?
Yeah.
Ooh, I don't know. I just remember Mobley.
Yeah. So anyway, so those three, but that's good. And then but the only two duos to average 30 points per game in the NBA history is Giannis and Lillard and Elgin Baylor and Jerry West.
Oof,
Now,
that's
what
good
the
company.
bad part is, Elgin Baylor and Jerry West never won a chip.
Yeah.
They didn't win it until Wilt came and Elgin Baylor retired. The year after Elgin Baylor retired, the Lakers won their. That's when they went on that 33 in a row streak, winning 33 games, which is something I don't think anybody will ever do. The Bulls came close, and the Warriors came close, but nobody really could quite get there. So, but anyway, Ben, one thing I was talking about. Here's a question, and here's something I was talking about too. Is here let me go back to duos. Let me go back to Josh and do it when I did duos. Okay.
Oh, could you put Rudy Gobert in with Luka and Kyrie? I mean,
well, Rudy Gobert is with Ant-Man and Kyrie.
Oh, I thought he was in Dallas.
No. Did they trade him? I don't think so. Not that I know
for
of.
some reason thought he was in.
I'm pretty sure he's still there in Minnesota. You might check it.
He might be.
You might check it, but you can look it up.
Check it.
But anyway,
I think you're right.
But anyway, SGA and Josh Giddey. Okay, this is the reason why I put them in there because I had them in. If everybody remember, I said I'd wait till that was over to talk about it.
Yeah.
The reason why I have them in there is because of the simple fact that SGA is one of only 12 players in the history. Okay. In the history of the NBA with 6,000 points, 1,000 assists, and 300 steals and 200 blocks in his first 300 games. And there's the other ones who did it with him. That's a pretty impressive list. Julius Erving, I don't know if you know who David Thompson is, but played with the Denver Nuggets.
I know.
David Thompson. Marcus Johnson was a great player for the Bucks and was a UCLA graduate. I was on part of their teams that won on those winning streaks. Larry Bird, Charles Barkley, Michael Jordan, Grant Hill, Chris Webber, Vince Carter, LeBron James, D. Wade, and SGA. Those are the only 12.
That'll do it.
Yeah, let me see. Hall of Fame should be Hall of Fame will be. So the only one on there that I don't know is in the Hall of Fame is Marcus Johnson.
Yeah, that's the only one that I think I've seen like almost not very much footage on, but I've heard of him.
But he was a beast in college.
Yeah, I knew him from UCLA. I didn't know what he did.
Yeah, he was really ridiculous. He played great for the Bucks forever. But anyway, those are only 12 players. And then I have Josh in there because, and I didn't know this, Ben, but Josh is second in the history of the NBA with triple doubles. Okay, by the time he's 21.
Oh, okay.
Now, Luka's number 1 at 21. Josh is 2. Beat. Josh is 2 at 8. Magic Johnson is 3 at 7. LaMelo Ball is 4 at 6. And LeBron is 5. Is 5 with 5.
That's good, too. Well, I'm surprised LaMelo's on there. Josh is surprising, too. Those two names jump out a little bit.
Well, Josh, I'm surprised he has so many. I know he has some. Because he's a double-double machine. He's an assistant. He's a assist and rebound machine. A points and rebound machine.
Russ didn't start getting triple doubles
until Oklahoma City. But these are guys.
Everybody left town.
These are guys
under 21.
Under 21.
That's a great list.
Yep, and Josh is the youngest player in NBA history to record a triple double with 17 assists before 21. And he's tied.
Assists a lot.
And he's tied. Yes, and he's tied for 70. He's 72nd right now at 21. So that's why when I did that thing, Ben, I said, how the hell can you not put him in? When you look at what their accomplishments are, and as young, one is 25 and one is 21. How the hell do you not have them in there? That just amazes me. Now, what I thought, what did piss me off, Ben, is that these one guys, they did a list of the top 25 and are under 25, not 25 and under, but under 25 duos, and they had Chet and Josh.
Why wouldn't they have?
because they said under 25, not 25 and under.
Well, why wouldn't they say
Because
24 and under?
they're trying to promote Chet.
Well, all you have to say is 24 and under instead of 25 and under.
Because there was one other player there was 24. I know, but under 25 was an easier way to say it than 24 and under. 25 is a good number, a good round number.
Yeah, I know, but
in the middle.
25 and under just
but then
doesn't make any sense when you word it that way.
Right, then you'd have to do Josh.
Because you're including the number 25. You're saying if you're 25 and under, that's why it shouldn't say under 25 because, I mean, I guess that makes sense, but not really.
Right. Well, because they even made a note and said that the reason why SGA wasn't in there is because he's 25. They made an asterisk.
That's really strange. Why?
Because
they just reworded that 24 and under.
But they wanted, but 25 under 25 sounds better than 24 and under. Agreed. Aesthetically,
under 25 makes me think that.
But aesthetically, it sounds better.
Yeah, I guess.
You know what I'm saying? 24 and under or under 25. Under 25 sounds aesthetically way better than 24 and under.
Yeah, I know, but I don't know if I like. But then I think of it as like golf, and I go like, okay, well, if I hit a 25, then I'm still good, right?
Right. Yeah. But you understand that. But the reason why they did
25 and under.
But you understand the reason why they did that is to promote Chet.
25. Yeah, that makes sense. I just don't think you should. I don't think he belongs there.
No, but I'm just saying the reason why they did it is to promote Chet.
Yeah.
And then you noticed the other day they had Chet and Josh at the OU game. They're promoting Chet because they're trying to double down on why they took him.
Oof.
And to me, what's going to determine is whether we have 45 wins, 45 to 50 wins, or do we have 55 wins, 54 to 55 wins. That's what it's going to determine to me, okay, on his play. Because I don't think that he is what they think he is. And
we spent a lot on him.
Right, and for that to say that you would have taken him over Sabonis, over Banchero, that is still, when I heard that, I'm like, someone told me that, I said, wait a minute, we were going to take Chet no matter what, number one. They go, yeah. I go, how? I can't believe you took him over my guy anyway. Smith, I can't believe you took him over him.
Yeah.
But, once again, where we live, in the environment we're in, it's a lot better if he's on our team. But we shall see. And like I said, I hope, Ben, I'm wrong. I don't think I am, but I hope that I'm wrong about this guy because if I'm not, we're in trouble. So, anyway, here's our first 10 games of the year, Ben. Oh, I know what I was going to do. I got to go back to NBA news. In NBA news, Ben, here's my thing. Here's your question I have for you. Who will be affected more by the NBA load management rule, which is can't rest more than one star player a game, whether you're all NBA or all-star, which two of these guys aren't. But make stars available for national televised games and in-season tournaments. Players sit out more at home. Refrain from any long-term shutdowns. Okay? Have any healthy players resting for a game, present and visible to fans, which means you can't be at the game sitting there in your clothes walking around, okay? And obviously if you're injured or whatever, personal absences, that's totally different. But players 35 and over appeared in 1,000 games, which is for LeBron and Steph and those guys. They are immune to that. But anyway, here's my question to you. Who's this rule going to affect more? Kawhi, AD, PG, Steph, Clay, Chet, or Wembanyama?
Okay, so I don't think it's gonna affect Steph as much because if he has 1,000, so he'll be able to bend the rules a little bit. Mm-hmm. I don't know how many games has Klay Thompson played. Do you know?
Right. Remember he missed 100 and something because of injury, so he'd be close to that number as well.
So if he's not over 1,000, let's see. I got him at 718 on career games.
Okay.
Just now. So that'll affect Clay.
Yes.
That'll affect Kawhi quite a bit.
Yep. And AD.
Yep, definitely AD and PG. Steph, I think, is a.
What does Steph have?
Well, I thought Steph had over 1,000 for sure.
Well, remember he missed. He missed
Well,
a
I'm
year as
looking it
well.
up real quick.
He missed a year as well. Remember being because his ankle. He's missed quite a bit of games because of his ankle.
Oh, yeah, he's at 882.
Okay, so that's going to affect him.
So yeah, it will. So if I'm thinking about it for long term, it's going to be Kawhi or Steph are my top two. Because Kawhi seems to always miss games, even going back to San Antonio, and then I bet he went, whenever he went over to Toronto and all that stuff, I bet he.
Well, he said he was hurt. He said he was hurt in Toronto. That's why he did that. That's what he said.
Yeah, are you hurt or are you injured? Is what.
But he basically said in an interview, Ben, that he doesn't care about none of that. What the NBA rules are. What the NBA rules are. He doesn't care.
So yeah, I'd honestly go with Quay. I mean, Wembanyama, it's going to suck for him just because where he's at, and they're the ones that started the rule. But
and Chet.
Chet. I mean, he just needs to. I think he just needs to play anyway. I think he wants to play. I just don't.
Well, he wants to play, but
body's holding up.
Right. That's why you got.
That's
why the Thunder have to. They're going to have to rest him at certain points.
Yeah, but he might have to, just be like, hey, I got a sore ankle, can't play tonight. But also, I hope that's not what's going on with some of these guys. Like where they'll just be like, well, I got a bruised calf.
Yeah, but it's got to be. Yeah, but they, the NBA are not going to let them do that. They're going to actually check that by their doctor. So they're not going to go by the team says, oh, you have a sprain, you have whatever. They're going to have their own doctors check that to make sure. But this is the reason why I brought that up, Ben, is because to me it bothers me because Thunder having back-to-back games. That's my thing with Chet. Okay, he's got it. I don't know if he can play those back-to-backs because of his body.
Why can't they dress up and play 10 minutes?
Well, yeah, you're gonna have to limit their playing time, no question.
Yeah, I mean, at least have them dress up and at least have them get on the court a little bit. Even if you're just having them play a little bit of trash time, that's fine. At least just get them on. At least just get them on the court like that. I mean, they just want to see them play. I think it's fair. Like. I mean, don't talk to Charles Barkley about this because he'll light you up. Not you, but I'm saying, we get paid enough.
Go ahead.
I get it. These guys are fragile. I mean, they fold up like lawn chairs. I understand. It's fine. Everybody's soft these days.
Okay, I have a question for you. Why aren't they that way in hockey?
Because they don't. Because they it's just different. Because we don't have that mindset. You want to go out there and play. You do play for the money, but you play for the love of the game. You play for your person next to you on the bench. You play
I know that, but
the guys,
then, is it easy?
But
is it harder though because they make so much more money than hockey players do? Because it wasn't like this until these guys started making all this money. Before that, it wasn't like that.
Fragile. It's because they know they can.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Like it's like I just don't understand how that even became a thing. It's like why. You signed up to play an 82 game season unless you're hurt. So I just don't understand. Even those guys back in the day. I mean, you saw Reggie Miller, guys like that playing, in their 17th, 18th season, and they're still playing every game that they can.
Yeah, Jordan, all of them. Yeah, all of them.
They're still coming off the bench, but they're playing every game. They're suiting up. They know that you have a responsibility to not only
fans. You have a responsibility to the fans.
Yeah, and the and the logo on the jersey, like in the front, and not just the one on the back. And not about your bank account. It's about doing what you signed up to do.
Well,
you should be. I get it. It's hard now.
Well, Ben, a lot of it is because the teams want to win chips, so they try to rest their players, which to me is stupid. Well, but to me that's dumb. What Jordan won the last 3 years of his deal, he didn't miss. He missed 2 games, I think it was.
Yeah.
So. And played in the Olympics. So what are you saying?
That's how these guys do. Yeah, and these guys want to play in the Olympics. They want to do all that and come back and go there and then play. I mean, they want to play. If they could play 12 months out of the year, they would.
But to me, it's it's now the difference is, they ride in this is my thing. It ain't like when we played, you had to take commercial airlines. Okay, you had to fly commercial. You're in airports, whatever. Okay, it ain't like that now. You're in your own private plane.
They didn't have these cryobaric chambers.
They don't have none of that.
They didn't have nutritionists.
We had ice baths.
Smoking cigs in between periods. These guys were smoking cigs and they were going out and boozing every night. And they were still getting up and going to work. Just a little bit different.
It's just soft.
Everything about society is different.
It is 100%.
There's 4 million jobs open in America for willing men, but there's 4 million people out there not looking for jobs that are willing. It's okay, well, what are we doing? Okay, if there's a job out there for everybody,
because
we got guys that don't want to play
because they can make more money on unemployment. That's why.
It's just
That's
You know
why.
what I mean, though.
Yeah, I agree.
It's just
I agree with
I
you.
just don't understand why it went that way with basketball because it used to not be that way.
Well, the more
And
money that they make,
I know it's Pops. I know it's a lot of it's Pops' fault, but now it just became like a way of life. And
well,
it's like you think it just bugs
yeah.
the hell out of me.
Well, to me, the Thunder, the thing I worry about Chet is he's going to have to rest. He cannot play. He has to play, but he has to play a minimum of 65 in order to be rookie of the year. Okay, so he has to do that at least. Which I think they should. If he can play 70 games, I'd be more than happy. Now next year, after he gets stronger, or whatever, then over time he should be able to play more. All right, but right now he's just not. I don't think he can because when you look at our first 10 games, Ben, we play at the Bulls on the 25th. We play at the Cavs on the 27th. So that's every other day, okay? He should be fine. Agreed?
I mean, yeah, he should be. Yeah,
He should be
yeah.
fine. Then we skip a day, and then we have our first home game, which is against the Nuggets,
Great.
okay? Then we play our first back-to-back because then the next night we have the Pistons. So the question is, do you not play? You have to play Chet the first game because that's opening night.
You have to play him both. You have to dress him both games, and you have to play him a little bit because you got to keep those games for the back of your pocket for the
Right.
end of the year. Like because he needs to at least come out there, and he still needs to get minutes with these guys. You
Right.
can't just be thinking middle of the season that he's just going to be able to do it. Like we need to get some sample. Like and especially with it being at home, I think it's great on a back to back. He can get 20 something minutes, maybe 25 minutes the first game, second game maybe just get him 10 to 12. Make sure that he still gets on the court. Make sure you're abiding by the rules. Everything goes on, and make sure he gets some minutes with the. Make sure he starts. Make sure he comes out the second half and starts with those guys, and then gets back out.
Yeah, because I talked to a guy,
do stuff like that.
Yeah, Randy and Wright and I talked about that, and he was like, "Yeah, he's got to come out and play that first game against the Nuggets."
Yeah, and
for sure.
especially like have him start with that group. So like whenever it comes down to crunch time, at least they have like a little bit of minutes together with all the same guys that we're hopefully going to be starting with at the end of the year.
Agreed, 100%. Now in the in-season tournament, Ben,
I kind of like it.
I like the way it's shaping out too, and the guys have to play, everybody has to play in season. There's no skipping in season. All the in season tournament, everybody has to play. And here are the groupings, and our group are the Kings, the Warriors, the Timberwolves, and the Spurs, and the top two teams come out.
We're gonna get tested,
and we match up well with all of these teams except the Timberwolves and I think we can match up now with them with Rudy Gobert. But we match up well with the Kings.
Yeah,
because
I did look that up. He is on the Timberwolves, not on the Mavs. That was my fault. My fault.
So we match up well with the Kings because players-wise we match up well. Warriors, we just match up well for them as long as we don't get into a scoring match, a three-point shooting match, which we didn't do. And once we can do that, we can match up with them because they're going to go through, and like I tell people, and this is the breakdown, the easiest way I can explain it. But anyway, I like this in season, what we've got, and I was looking at that, so I brought this up so you could see kind of where the Thunder were, and I like our grouping. We could finish second in this grouping. Yeah, I really believe that. I think it's actually between us, the Kings, and the Timberwolves. To me, it's those three. I think the Warriors, I just don't. I think Clay is pretty much done to me.
Yeah. I hope not, but because I loved watching him. I loved watching, where they Splash Brothers back. That was awesome. That was good stuff. But I think hopefully he's not all the way done, but I think they're on their 10th year, Curry,
something
Steph,
like that.
and Draymond all together. I think it's their 10th year. Which of these groups you think is the easiest one? Which one do you think is the toughest?
Man, I don't see an easy group, to be honest with you, really, because if anyone is the Bucks, Group B in the East, with them, the Knicks, the Heat, the Wizards, and the Hornets, I think they have the easiest to me.
Yeah, just how dominant they are. The Heat and the Bucks are going to be only two. I mean, the Knicks are pretty decent. I think that Group C in there is a pretty easy ride for the Celtics.
Yeah, the Nets, the Raptors. Yeah, because they just don't have anything. Yes, so both of those.
Not a lot going on. Yeah, and then in the West, I think that probably the Group B is going to be the toughest, or Group B, Group A or Group B, I think are the toughest.
Yes, I mean because when you look the West, the problem is there's nothing easy in the West. You're
No,
gonna
yeah.
have, in order to win games, you've got to beat your Eastern opponents.
I think we got the best draw out of all of them.
In the West, yeah, our grouping in the West is nice. But you look at the Nuggets, the Clippers, the Pelicans, the Mavs, the Rockets are really the only weak team, and they may not.
Yeah,
And
that
I'm really
one's
thinking they're going to be
gonna
better than what people think. Then the Jazz they're always tough, always tough. And
Yeah,
then
Trailblazers going to stink, and then
Yeah.
you got Lakers, Suns, Grizzlies in that Group A. I think that Group A is going to be
It's gonna be ugly, dude.
Probably that Group B is the toughest, I think, in the West.
that group, they did the
That's like
Nuggets no
4
favors.
killers.
They gave the Nuggets zero favors
No.
over there. They gave them, they gave them no favors over there in the West at all. So, but anyway, so now what was your prediction again? 40,
For
40, 40.
I got 46 on the low end, 50 on the high end, and I think I really do think that we're going to snag that 6th spot out of and not have to do the play-in tournament.
I agree.
That's my hopes for the team. That's like I really want us to get at least the number 6 spot. I don't want to play in that play-in tournament. I want the boys to rest up a little bit
and then have the first 2 games at home.
Yeah, exactly. We need that. So I think that would be huge. So that's my goal for the year is what I'm really hoping for. And
Yeah,
I definitely think we can hit 46 as long as the coach doesn't get in the way.
I agree. He can help us. I agree with that 100%. So, but anyway, we're going to send me those because Monday we're going to do on the Unpopular Hour because Monday night is our first game. Okay.
All right, sure. Yeah, I'll send you my predictions. Yep.
Yeah, Monday night is our first game. The 9th is our first game. So send me your thoughts on your teams in that way because I'm going to put that in. I'm going to put yours, mine, and Ben and Nathan. So we're going to put all of our stuff in there so that at the end of the year we can come back and go, look, okay, this is where we all predicted and see who was closest and see who won. So you got anything else you want to say, bro?
No, man, I think I'm good. There's just a little bit of football stuff coming up this week that'll be good. So we'll talk about that.
We'll talk about that later. We'll talk about that later. We're doing Thunder stuff today. So anyway, brother, I appreciate that. Was my guy High Stick Harry Ben Dillman giving his breakdown for the OKC Thunder and some NBA
All right, brother,
stuff.
you have a good one. Cheers, buddy.
Cheers to my guy Ben. Appreciate you, guy. And I want to thank all you guys for watching this edition of After the Storm. And appreciate you. Remember, YouTube, like, subscribe, notification. So you go to it, search After the Storm - OKC Thunder, and you'll look us up and hook us up, okay? That being said,